Hi guys. So I'm just moving on now to the next question on the YouTube pagan challenge. Sorry, I'm just working myself around. Which is about the Sabbats and how they relate to you and what your feelings are regarding the Sabbats. Now, this is something I've actually always struggled with because I feel very much like the festivals, or the Wheel of the Year if you like, sort of a long time ago and back in the day if you like, they would have been celebrated and worshipped mainly more because of the fact that life was a lot harder then. This is just my personal view, so obviously you got to take things with a pinch of salt and everyone's got their own opinion, and this is just my opinion. So I think that the old celebrations are ways basically that they would have celebrated the fact that they were going to have food again, rituals to help bring about rain, all these little things that they used to do because they were either lacking something or needing something else. Whereas nowadays, because of how we live and how everything is in such high demand, there's really not much that we want for. We can just hop down Tesco's if we've run out of veg or meat or anything that we need. So how I view the Sabbats for me is more in terms of the change in spiritual things that are going on inside of me. So, for example, with obviously my favourite time of year and my favourite Sabbat has got to be Samhain, which I suppose it is for a lot of people that follow the pagan path, and it's like the beginning. But for me, it feels very much about obviously that journey within the work that you do within yourself, and I think a lot of us do that unknowingly, even when it comes to the darker half of the year, because we just seem to, when we're inside more, we tend to go into ourselves more, we do more work on ourselves because we're not out and about and here, there and everywhere. So I think even people that don't follow a spiritual path as such would unknowingly follow it as well. So from my perspective, I do feel like these different or the different points of the Wheel of the Year, I personally feel are more to do with me or my spirituality, or where I am and where I would work best, and the energies that are surrounding that time of the year. I don't feel like I'm articulating this very well, so it's probably going to come across really stupid. But so, like I was saying, for example, at Samhain, I would, be looking to do my work within, what things do I need to get out of my system? What things can I reflect upon of this year, and what plans can I make for the year ahead? What work do I need to do on myself, and how can I use the energies of that time of year to influence that? Similar for summer, with it being such a lazy Leo type area, when you're in sort of the height of it, I feel like that's a time for rest, a time to look at the hard work and what's been done. So that's kind of how I feel. I haven't really got much to say on this particular subject, just because it's kind of a loose one, if you like, to discuss. But like I say, my belief is that I think that there are certain energies that are around at that time of the year due to the weather, due to the season, due to lots of factors. And I feel like for me that is those energies are there to be worked with for those purposes. When it comes to ritual and things like that, I would always acknowledge and I would maybe put some little things on my altar, or would even maybe have a special little altar put out for that specific season. But I do more of the seasonal work, I guess, rather than just specifics. Samhain is a special one for me because I do feel more of a connection with it, and I don't know whether that's because of how I work or the energies that I like around that time. I mean, I love winter. I absolutely hate the summer. Well, I don't hate the summer, but I don't enjoy the summer. I hate being hot. It's just everything. You don't want to do anything because it's so like close and the air is just so ugh. And I personally love the cold weather. I love it when you've got the crunch of the leaves and the frost on the ground and the mist, and you can, the crows fly over and it's all cloudy and dark, and I don't know, there's just something about that time of year for me. But again, going off on a tangent, the Sabbats for me aren't integral in my work as such, as in I don't make a massive great ritual every time there is one. Obviously I acknowledge it and respect it and think about what those energies bring about and how I can use them in my work. But that's really as much as I would do in terms of the Wheel of the Year. I don't follow it and have specific rituals that I have to do at that time of year based on traditions or specific paths. So yeah, I hope that covers everything. I think that's probably all I've got to say on it. If you've got any questions though, let me know. I mean, it is difficult to sort of talk on here because you haven't got any back and forth. When you have a conversation with someone, you are obviously talking back to each other and you're conversing, whereas when you're talking to a camera like I am right now, you kind of feel like a bit of a dipstick really, and you sort of, or I certainly feel like that. Exactly, and I feel like I repeat myself a lot, so again, apologies for that as well. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will keep posting as many as I can get up. Thank you.